Hey guys, Mr. DeFilippis, day 2 of lesson 8.2. So I wanted to spend some time today to go over the 4 problems yesterday that were assigned because I saw some different things yesterday. There was a group of students who understood it and they were good. Those students know that they're doing something else today for math. There was a group of students that watched the video. Some of them met with other teachers, and it still is a little confusing to them. Then there was another group of students that it was very obvious they did not watch the video. So it is very important to make sure that you're watching these videos every single day. They're between 10 and 13 minutes long. Not super long, but in order to be successful in the math lesson, you want to make sure that you watch them before you do any independent work yourself. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the 4 problems from yesterday, starting with numbers 2 and 3. So number 2 and number 3, it says list the next 4 multiples of the fraction. So when we're listing multiples, guys, whole number world, forget fraction world, think of whole number world. Whole number world, when we're listing multiples, all we're doing is we're skip counting. So I'll do 3s, for example. So I would just think 3 times 1 is 3. Comma, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4, didn't mean to put a comma, 3 times 4 is 12. So every single time we're essentially just multiplying 3 times that next counting number. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 4 is 12. And multiples go on forever and ever. They never stop. They keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. This is, if you guys look at your multiplication chart right now for your 3s, here are the first 4. It's just the multiples. Your multiplication chart are the multiples of that first number. So someone else had said yesterday, Mr. DeFilippis, I like to just add 3 in my head. That's fine too. So you could also say 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. The reason why that's okay is because think about what multiplication really is. Multiplication is really repeated addition. So instead of saying 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9, you could say 3 times 3 equals 9. So either way works. Whatever works better in your mind, that's how I want you to think about it. Okay? Remember, work smarter, not harder. Okay? That's a motto to live by. Work smarter, not harder. So that's whole number world. It's no different in fraction world, guys. So last week, I think there was some confusion because last week we did 8.1, which we listed multiples of unit fractions. So you would have something like 1/8. And I saw this yesterday. A lot of people, last week we would do 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. And we were just simply counting by 1 every time. That's when we're dealing with unit fractions. We were not dealing with unit fractions in our multiples yesterday. So looking at number 2, the fraction was 3/6. Here's what some students did. They just continued counting, and they would do 4/6, 5/6, 6/6, or 1 whole, and so on. And they just kept going. That's not right. If the direction said list the next 4 multiples of the unit fraction, that would be right. But our first fraction, notice, is not a unit fraction. Our first fraction is 3/6, all right, which is actually a very popular fraction in 4th grade. We can also call this 1/2, right, because half of 6 is 3. So if I continue for my next 4 multiples, I like to do my 4 lines first so I don't run out of space. I know my denominator is going to be 6 for all of them. My denominator does not change. I'm going to count by this numerator, which is 3. So again, here's my 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So my first multiple, or my second multiple, I should say, is 6, 6. 3 times 3 is 9, 6. Go to my fourth one. 3 times 4 is 12, 6, or 2 wholes. Either way is right. And 3 times 5 is 15, 6. And of course, don't forget those commas in between. But you guys can see here, that's the answer to number 2 from yesterday on page 463. So those of you that put 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, that's not right. If it said list the next multiples of a unit fraction, that would be right. You want to pay attention to whatever that first numerator is. Okay? All right. So take some time right now and fix number 3 in your book if you didn't get that right. As I'm doing this, if you don't have your book, go get it. You need your book. You guys like my quarantine hair here? It's getting a little crazy, isn't it? All right. So go get your book. Make sure that you know the right answers for this. All right. That was number 2. Number 3, same thing. They want us to list the next 4 multiples, but now our starting fraction is 2/10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my 4 lines, since they want 4 multiples. I'll do my commas now so I don't forget, because that's a habit we don't want to get into. Don't forget those commas. Okay? All right. Denominator stays the same. So 10, 10, 10, 10. All right. Now, what am I going to be counting by in my numerators here? Ding, 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 ding. 2. Okay? 2 is what we're counting by. So think of this as 2 times 1. Go to our next fraction. 2 times 2 is 4. So my second multiple would be 4/10. Some of us also like to think of it as, I'm going to add 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay? Go to my third. Think of it as 2 times 3. Or just add another 2. 4 plus 2. 2 times 3 or 4 plus 2 is 6/10. Jump to my fourth one. 2 times 4 is 8. And on my last one, 2 times 5 would be 10/10, or 1 whole. Okay? So you guys check your answers. That's for number 3. It's 2/10, 4/10, 6/10, 8/10, 10/10. All right? But that's important that you guys make sure you understand that if you got it wrong, why you got it wrong. Because today you're going to have very similar problems, and I don't want you to get it wrong again. All right. So that was for the first 2. The second 2, numbers 4 and 5, was all about the language of the directions. So I'm going to write down what it says. So in our book, for numbers 4 and 5, it says, write the product as the product, which Marcus yesterday, I loved it, and his flip grid was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. You're right, that is a little confusing, Marcus. Write the product as the product. So we'll talk about that. Write the product as the product of a whole number and a unit fraction. That's what the directions say. And again, this is for number 4 and 5. All right. So number 4 is 3 times 3/4 equals. Okay. So back up. So what they want us to do is they actually give us a number line. Now, I know some of us were confused by the number line yesterday. I'll get to the number line in a second, but I want to show you the basis of this. So they want us, it says write the product. Well, Marcus and everybody else, here's the product. This is multiplication. All right, product is a multiplication word. So they want us to write this product as another product. So that should be your other clue. After this equal sign, you're going to have to do another multiplication symbol. Okay? So write the product, which is this, as another product of a whole number here and a unit fraction here. All right. So how do we get our whole number? Watch. I'm going to do 3, my whole number 3, times my numerator 3. I get 9. All right, so to get your whole number, again, here's how I got 9. Multiply your whole number 3 times your numerator of 3. 3 times 3 is 9. That's my whole number. For my unit fraction, I know unit fraction always has a numerator of 1. Okay, that's a given. We learned that a few weeks ago. Simply look at your denominator in your problem and just slide that over. That's your answer for number 4. 9 times 1/4. Now, yesterday when I met with my group, we talked about solving these. If we look, same thing. I'm going to just multiply my whole number 3 times my numerator 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Denominator stays the same. Now, these should equal the same because there's equal sign. Remember, equal means they are the same amount. All right? So let's check. 9, my whole number 9, times my numerator 1. What's 9 times 1? 9. What happens to my denominator? It stays the same. So 9/4 equals 9/4. So the same. And what else does that tell us? What else does that tell us? That 3 times 3/4 equals or is the same as 9 times 1/4. Okay? So the language of these problems can be very tricky. That's why it's important to watch these videos to make sure you get an understanding as to what they really want to know. All right, so that was number 4. Number 5, let's bring in the number line for this one. 2 times 4, 6. All right, so this is number 5, the last one you had to do yesterday. So they want us to write the product. Here's my product. They want us to write that product as a new product here. So what symbol am I going to use? Well, if I have to write the product as a product, I'm going to be multiplying again. All right? So how do I get my whole number? Who remembers from the last problem? How do I get my whole number that's going to go here? Simply multiply my whole number 2 times my numerator 4. 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is? Good job. 8. All right. So there's my whole number. Now I have to use my unit fraction. Well, I know all unit fractions have a numerator of 1. All right. What's my denominator going to be? You're right. Just slide it over. It's a 6. Okay? Now, in your book, guys, they are showing you a number line. And they're counting by what? We're looking at number 5. They're counting by 1/6. So they're looking at this equation right here. And they're saying, okay, if we follow that blue jump, all right, so maybe I can even draw it. Oh boy. So it starts with 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 6. 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6. All right. Now, you'll notice it goes from 0 to 4, 6. There's that first jump. Okay? Then it goes 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 6, 8, 6. So then it goes from 4, 6 all the way to 8, 6. What those two blue jumps are showing us, guys, is this problem. It's showing us that we have 2 hops of 4, 6. When I hop twice, there's the first 4, 6. There's the second 4, 6. What's my ending product? What do I land on? 8, 6. that's going to be my actual answer, guys. When I multiply 8, my whole number 8 times my numerator 1, I will have 8/6 as my answer. So that's all that number line is showing us. It's just there really for a visual, for our eyeballs to see what that multiplication equation actually means. Okay? All right. So those are the 4 problems from yesterday. Here's what you guys are going to do today. So what I want you to do is the next 4 problems. It's the same thing. Number 6, number 7, number 8, and number 9. So you can pop your answers on a photo, send it to me via Dojo or email. You can also post it in the same Flipgrid you did yesterday. All right? I look forward to seeing your answers. Guys, I will be available almost all day today. So if you have any questions or you are confused, hop on Room 130 or shoot me an email, and I will be happy to help you. All right, guys. Peace out, and I will see you soon.